Hey everyone, and welcome to the Deep Dive. We're diving into the world of herbs today.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically,
Herbs for women's health.
8 herbs that can really make a difference for women's health.
That's right.
We've got articles and research all about natural remedies for hormone balance, menstrual support, and even for easing those menopause symptoms.
Yeah, it's amazing what herbs can do.
So get ready for some fascinating insights.
Definitely.
And whether you are prepping for a meeting, just diving into some research, or even if you're just curious,
Right.
get ready to learn.
Exactly.
Did you know that herbs have been used for centuries in different cultures
Oh, yeah, for a very long time.
to support women's well-being?
It's incredible, isn't it? Tapping into this ancient wisdom
Yeah,
for modern solutions.
that's pretty cool.
What I think is so cool is how many herbs offer gentle but effective solutions.
Yeah.
So we're talking about real potential for addressing those common health concerns that women face, but in a more natural way.
Like that. Okay, so let's jump right in.
Let's do it.
First up, we have red raspberry leaf.
Okay.
It's often called the woman's herb,
Interesting.
and I'm curious why it's earned that nickname.
Well, red raspberry leaf has a very long history of use for supporting women's reproductive health.
Okay.
It's traditionally been used to tone the uterus
Okay.
and ease menstrual discomfort.
Interesting.
So think of it this way. Red raspberry leaf is rich in vitamins C, E, A, and B,
Wow.
plus minerals like calcium, iron, and magnesium,
That's a lot.
all of which are important for overall health, but especially for women.
So it's like a nutritional powerhouse.
Exactly.
Specifically for women.
It is.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I've also heard it can help with heavy periods and cramps.
Yes,
Is there any truth to that?
there is. Red raspberry leaf is believed to help strengthen and tone the uterine muscles, which can then reduce excessive bleeding and cramping during menstruation.
Okay.
It's also often used during pregnancy to prepare the uterus for labor.
Wow. So it can support women throughout different phases of life.
Absolutely, it can.
That's pretty amazing. What about Vitex or chasteberry,
Okay.
as it's also known?
Yeah.
I know a lot of women who swear by it for PMS. What's the deal with that one?
So Vitex is fascinating because it works by gently influencing hormone levels,
Okay.
particularly those involved in the menstrual cycle. So it acts on the pituitary gland, which is kind of like the master control center for hormones,
Okay.
helping to balance estrogen and progesterone levels.
So that's why people call it a hormone whisperer.
Yes.
It's not directly adding hormones, but rather helping the body find its own balance.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
And for many women, that can translate to relief from PMS symptoms like mood swings, bloating, breast tenderness, and even irregular periods.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It sounds like something I should have on hand.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about Quai, sometimes referred to as female ginseng.
Yes.
I've always been curious about this one.
Yeah.
Where does it come from and what makes it so special for women's health?
So Quai has a long history of use in traditional Chinese medicine.
Oh.
It's prized for its ability to increase blood flow and relax the uterus. This can be incredibly helpful in easing menstrual pain and regulating the menstrual cycle.
I've also heard it's good for hot flashes.
Yes.
Is there a connection there?
There could be.
Right.
While more research is needed, Quai's ability to improve circulation and balance hormones might offer some relief from those temperature fluctuations that often accompany menopause.
So many potential benefits from one little herb.
I know, it's pretty incredible.
Okay, before we move on, I'm curious about the science behind this. What is it about Quai that gives it these effects?
So Quai contains compounds called coumarins,
Okay.
which have been shown to have antispasmodic and vasodilatory effects. This means they help relax muscles and widen blood vessels, which could explain its benefits for menstrual cramps and circulation.
Okay, that makes sense. Now on to our next herbal ally, ashwagandha.
Oh, right.
I've heard this one called an adaptogen.
Yes.
What exactly does that mean?
Adaptogens are a unique group of herbs that help your body adapt to stress.
Okay.
They essentially work by modulating the HPA axis, which is your body's central stress response system.
So it's not just about masking stress, but actually helping your body cope with it more effectively.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
And what's fascinating about ashwagandha is that it not only helps reduce cortisol, the stress hormone,
right,
but it also has potential benefits for mood, energy levels, and even hormonal balance.
You mentioned cortisol.
Uh-huh.
Does that tie into its benefits for women's health?
Absolutely. When your body is chronically stressed, cortisol levels can become imbalanced,
Okay.
which can then throw other hormones out of whack.
Right.
Ashwagandha's ability to manage cortisol can have a ripple effect, leading to more balanced estrogen and progesterone levels.
So it's like tackling the root of the problem rather than just addressing the symptom.
Exactly. And that's what makes adaptogens like ashwagandha so powerful.
Yeah.
They work on a deeper level to support overall well-being.
I can definitely see why it's becoming so popular.
Yeah, me too.
Now let's talk about maca, another herb that's been getting a lot of buzz lately.
Okay.
I know it's traditionally used for energy and mood, but I've also heard whispers about its potential to boost libido.
Uh-huh.
Is there any truth to that?
Maca is a root native to Peru.
Okay.
And it's been used for centuries to enhance energy, elevate mood, and yes, you heard right,
Okay.
boost libido.
Okay.
It's thought to work by balancing hormone levels, including estrogen.
So if someone is experiencing low libido, could maca be a potential natural solution?
It's definitely worth exploring.
Right.
Many women find that maca helps reignite that spark. And along with its potential benefits for libido, maca is also a good source of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, which contribute to overall well-being.
It sounds like a real multitasker.
It is.
Okay, before we wrap up this first part of our deep dive,
Okay.
are there any potential downsides or things to keep in mind when it comes to using these herbs?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
While these herbs are generally considered safe, it's always important to use them responsibly.
Right.
We'll talk more about safety and dosage considerations in a bit,
Okay.
but for now, just know that it's always best to consult with a healthcare provider before starting any new herbal regimen,
Okay.
especially if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, or taking other medications.
That's a good reminder.
Yeah.
We definitely want to make sure we're using these herbs safely and effectively.
Absolutely.
We've covered a lot of ground already, but there's still so much more to explore. We'll be right back to delve into black cohosh, Shatavari, lavender, and more tips for incorporating herbs into your life.
Sounds good. Welcome back to our herbal adventure.
I'm excited to learn more.
We're about to uncover more fascinating natural allies for women's health.
So far, we've covered some amazing herbs for menstrual support,
Right.
hormone balance, and even stress relief.
Yeah.
Now I'm really interested in learning about herbs that can help with menopause.
Okay.
I know black cohosh is often mentioned in that context.
It is.
What can you tell us about it?
So black cohosh is a perennial plant native to North America.
Okay.
And it's been used for centuries by Native Americans to address a variety of ailments, but it's probably best known for its potential benefits during menopause.
I've heard it can help with those dreaded hot flashes.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes, that's one of its most well-known traditional uses.
Okay.
While more research is needed to fully understand how it works,
Right.
black cohosh is believed to have an effect on estrogen receptors in the body,
Okay.
which might explain its ability to reduce hot flashes and night sweats.
That's fascinating. So it's not necessarily replacing estrogen, but rather influencing how the body responds to it.
Exactly. It's
Good,
like
yeah.
it helps modulate those estrogen signals, which can be especially helpful during menopause when estrogen levels are fluctuating.
What about other menopausal symptoms like mood swings and sleep disturbances?
Sure.
Can black cohosh help with those as well?
Some women find that black cohosh helps improve their mood and sleep quality during menopause.
Okay.
But again, more research is needed to confirm these effects.
Okay, so it sounds promising,
Yeah.
but it's important to be cautious and not expect miracles.
Right.
Speaking of menopause, bone health is another big concern
Yeah.
for women during this time.
Absolutely.
Does black cohosh have any impact there?
There's some interesting research suggesting that black cohosh might have a positive effect on bone density,
Interesting.
which is crucial for preventing osteoporosis,
Right.
a condition that weakens bones and makes them more susceptible to fractures.
Right.
However, it's still early days in terms of research, so more studies are needed to confirm this potential benefit.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like black cohosh could be a valuable ally during menopause.
It really could.
Now let's switch gears and explore another intriguing herb, Shatavari.
Okay.
What makes this one so special?
Shatavari is an adaptogenic herb
Yeah.
that's highly revered in Ayurveda, the traditional Indian system of medicine. It's often called the Queen of Herbs because of its traditional use for supporting women's reproductive health.
Wow.
Throughout different stages of life.
I've heard it's considered a reproductive tonic.
Yes.
What does that actually mean?
In Ayurveda, Shatavari is believed to nourish and rejuvenate the female reproductive system.
Interesting.
It's traditionally used to balance hormones,
Okay.
support fertility, enhance libido, and ease menstrual discomfort.
So it's kind of like an all-in-one support system for women's reproductive well-being.
That's a great way to put it. And what's interesting is that Shatavari is also used to support women during postpartum recovery, including promoting lactation.
Wow, that's amazing. So it's like a loyal companion throughout a woman's journey.
It really is.
Okay, before we move on to our last herb,
Right.
I'm curious about the science behind Shatavari.
Sure.
How does it actually work in the body?
So Shatavari contains compounds called saponins, which are thought to have estrogen-like effects.
Interesting.
This means they can help balance hormone levels by binding to estrogen receptors in the body. It also contains antioxidants, which protect cells from damage.
Right.
And it's been shown to have anti-inflammatory properties, which could explain its benefits for reducing menstrual cramps and other inflammatory conditions.
That's really helpful to understand.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap up our herbal exploration with lavender.
Okay, sounds good.
This one is probably familiar to most people because of its lovely scent, but I'm curious to learn more about its potential health benefits.
So lavender is much more than just a pleasant fragrance.
Right.
It's been used for centuries in traditional medicine for its calming and relaxing properties.
Yeah.
It's often used in aromatherapy to reduce stress, anxiety, and insomnia.
I love using lavender essential oil in a diffuser before bedtime.
Yeah, it's great.
It definitely helps me unwind and sleep more soundly. But how does it actually work? Is it just the scent that has a calming effect?
While the aroma of lavender certainly plays a role, it's believed that certain compounds in lavender, like linalool and linoleic acetate, have a direct effect on the nervous system.
Interesting.
These compounds are thought to interact with neurotransmitters, like GABA, which helps regulate mood and promote relaxation.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So it's not just a placebo effect. It seems like lavender could be especially helpful for women experiencing hormonal fluctuations, like during PMS or menopause, which often bring about mood swings and sleep disturbances.
Right, absolutely. Lavender's calming and relaxing properties can be a great natural support for women navigating those hormonal ups and downs.
Okay, before we move on to talking about how to use herbs safely and effectively, I wanted to touch on one more thing.
Sure.
We've been talking about these herbs in the context of women's health.
Right.
But are there any potential benefits for men as well?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
While we've been focusing on women's health in this deep dive, some of these herbs can also benefit men. For example, ashwagandha's stress-reducing properties and potential to enhance libido can be beneficial for both men and women. And lavender's calming and sleep-enhancing effects are universal as well.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
It seems like these herbs can be valuable allies for anyone looking to support their overall well-being.
Absolutely.
Okay, now let's talk about the practical stuff.
Okay.
How can we incorporate these herbs into our lives safely and responsibly? Okay, so we've covered a lot of herbs today.
We have.
Red raspberry leaf, Vitex, Quai, Ashwagandha, Maca, black cohosh, Shatavari, and lavender.
Yeah. An impressive lineup.
It is a lot.
It is.
And let's talk about how to actually use these herbs safely and effectively.
Okay.
What are some things we should keep in mind?
I think the most important thing is to remember that herbs are powerful, and they should be treated with respect. Just because something's natural doesn't mean it's automatically safe for everyone, or that you can take unlimited amounts.
That makes sense. So where do we even start? I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed with all this information.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I would say start by identifying your specific needs and goals.
Okay.
So what are you hoping to address? Once you have a clear idea, you can research which herbs might be helpful.
Okay.
There are tons of great resources available online and in libraries.
And I imagine talking to a healthcare provider is a good idea, too.
Right, absolutely. Especially if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, taking other medications, or have any underlying health conditions. A healthcare provider can help you determine which herbs are safe and appropriate for you. And they can also guide you on dosage and potential interactions.
Okay, speaking of dosage,
Yeah.
how do we know how much of an herb to take?
Yeah, so dosage can vary depending on the herb,
Mm-hmm.
the form you're taking it in, tea, tincture, capsule, etc.,
Right.
and your individual needs.
Okay.
It's always best to start with a low dose
Okay.
and gradually increase as needed, paying close attention to how your body responds.
So it's a bit of a trial and error process.
To some extent, yes.
Okay.
Everyone is different, and what works for one person might not work the same way for another.
Right.
It's all about finding what works best for you.
Right.
And remember, it's always better to err on the side of caution.
Are there any other safety tips we should be aware of?
Yes. It's crucial to source your herbs from reputable suppliers.
Okay.
Look for high-quality organic herbs whenever possible
Right.
to ensure purity and potency.
Mm.
Also pay attention to expiration dates and proper storage
Right.
to maintain freshness and effectiveness.
Okay, those are all great tips.
Good.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of herbs for women's health,
Yeah.
what's the most important thing you'd like our listeners to take away from this conversation?
I'd say the most important thing is to approach herbal remedies with a sense of curiosity,
Okay.
respect, and a willingness to listen to your body.
Mm-hmm.
These herbs offer incredible potential for supporting women's health,
Right.
but it's essential to use them wisely and in partnership with a knowledgeable healthcare provider.
Beautifully said. It's been a fascinating journey exploring the world of herbs with you.
I agree.
We've learned so much about their history, their traditional uses, and the science behind how they work. I hope our listeners feel empowered to continue exploring these natural allies and discover what works best for them.
Me too.
And remember,
Yeah.
this is just the beginning.
Right.
There's a whole world of herbal wisdom out there waiting to be discovered.
Absolutely.
So keep learning,
Yeah.
keep experimenting, and keep listening to your body's wisdom.
That's great advice.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Of course.
We hope you found it informative and inspiring.
Yeah.
Until next time, take care and be well.
Bye, everyone.